Hey everybody, and welcome to today's lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about adverbs. What are they, why you need to know them, and what the different types of adverbs are. I'm going to explain everything you need to know in this video, so let's get right into the lesson and start by talking about what adverbs actually are.
Essentially, an adverb is a word which modifies a verb. I want you to look at these two sentences. The car drives quickly, and the car drives slowly. The only difference between them is obviously these two words. Now, in both sentences, the word drives is the verb, okay, to drive. And the words quickly and slowly are the adverbs. And these are adverbs because they're actually changing how the car drives, right? In the first sentence, the car is driving quickly. And in the second sentence, the car is driving slowly. So they're actually modifying the verb to drive. Now, there are 5 types of adverbs. There are adverbs of manner, adverbs of frequency, adverbs of place, of time, and of degree. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at these different types in more detail, and I'm going to give you some examples for each. Let's start with adverbs of manner. Now, adverbs of manner describe how an action or event happened. Very important, this word here, how. So in what manner, in what way, how. For example, quickly, he ran quickly to catch the bus. So how he ran quickly. Or quietly, she walked quietly through the house. So how was she walking? She was walking quietly. Carefully, the chef prepared dinner carefully. Happily, they danced happily at the wedding. Slowly, the man crossed the road slowly. Loudly, the music played loudly at the concert. Efficiently, she completed the task efficiently. And lastly, we have gently. He spoke to her gently to calm her down. Now, these are just 8 different adverbs of manner. There are quite literally hundreds of these, but the only thing you really need to know about them is this ending here. So we have an ly ending. Quickly, quietly, carefully, happily, slowly, loudly, etc. So you can really take any adjective and turn it into an adverb by adding ly. For example, interesting, right? Interesting becomes interestingly. Or surprising, right? Surprising becomes surprisingly. There are a couple exceptions, and we're going to look at that later. But for the most part, you can really add ly at the end of any verb, and you will be able to create, any adjective, and you will be able to create an adverb. So that was the first type, an adverb of manner. Now let's look at adverbs of frequency. So adverbs of frequency describe how often an action happens. So does it happen every day? Does it happen every week? Does it happen never? For example, always. That's an adverb of frequency. She always arrives on time for work. Usually. I usually have cereal for breakfast. Often. They often go for a walk in the evening. Sometimes. Sometimes I enjoy a quiet evening at home. Rarely, we rarely go on vacation. Never, he never forgets her birthday. Frequently, they frequently visit their grandparents. And daily, he exercises daily to stay healthy. So basically, all of these are adverbs of frequency, and they're describing how often something happens, how regularly something happens. There are more, of course, but these are the most common. Okay, let's move on to adverbs of place. So an adverb of place describes a location or position of an action, object, or event. And it answers the question, where? For example, the keys are right here on the table. So where are the keys? Here. So this is an adverb of place. Same with there. She lives over there near the park. Where does she live? Over there, near the park. Near. The store is located near the post office. Far. They traveled far to reach the top of the mountain. Above. The stars shine high above in the night sky. Below. The treasure was buried deep below the ground. Inside. The kids played inside the house during the rain. And lastly, outside. The dog loves to run and play outside in the yard. So remember, an adverb modifies a verb. So in this last example here, the verbs are run and play. And since this is an adverb of place, we're asking the question where, okay? Where do they run? Where do they play? They run and they play outside. So outside is an adverb of place. Let's look at adverbs of time. And adverbs of time describe when an action or event happens. For example, now. I need your help now. Or soon. We'll be leaving for our trip soon. When are we leaving? Soon. Today. I have a meeting later today. Tomorrow. I'll finish the project tomorrow. Yesterday. She completed the task yesterday. Always. He always arrives early for class. Sometimes I enjoy a quiet evening at home. Never. She never forgets to lock the door. And before. Please finish your homework before dinner. Now, there's obviously some similarity between adverbs of time and adverbs of frequency. This is not an exact science, but for example, you'll notice that always or sometimes or never, they describe a time, but they also describe how often something happens. So again, this is just to give you a general guideline of the different categories, but obviously there could be some adverbs that are both adverbs of time and adverbs of frequency.
Oh, and before we continue, I want to remind you that on April 6th, I'm going to be hosting a free online English workshop. We're going to talk about grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, reading, writing, speaking, confidence, and so much more. To register completely for free, just click the link in the description of this video, fill out the form, and you'll get all the information you need to join us for free on April 6th. With that said, let's get back into the video.
The adverb of degree. Now, the adverb of degree answers the question, how much? And they're used to describe the intensity of an action. For example, very. It was a very hot day. So when you add that word very, you're increasing the strength of the heat, right? It's not just a hot day, it's a very hot day. Same with extremely. She was extremely tired after the long trip. Quite. The meal was quite delicious. Now, this is not pronounced like quiet. We say quite, okay? Quite. The meal was quite delicious. 2. The coffee is too hot to drink right now. So that's a negative thing. You cannot drink the coffee. It's too hot. So, he ran so quickly that he won the race. Rather, it's rather cold outside today. Fairly, the test was fairly difficult. Almost, he almost missed his flight. So again, these are adverbs of degree. They're answering the question, how much? And they're modifying the intensity of an action. So how intense or how severe the action was. Okay, now we've looked at the 5 categories of adverbs, but I want to talk to you a bit about forming adverbs. So how do you actually create an adverb? Now, we looked at this a bit earlier, but basically the easy way to do it is to take an adjective and add ly. Now, in English, whenever you see this ending on a word, it's going to be an adverb, okay? In some languages, there's an equivalent form, but in English, we have the ly ending. For example, quick. That's an adjective, right? He is quick. It describes him. But quickly, he runs quickly. It's describing how fast he runs. Same with slow, right? So he is slow. That's an adjective. It's describing him. But slowly, he runs slowly, or he eats slowly. It's describing the action. So that's the big difference between an adjective and an adverb. So an adjective describes something like a person or an object, right? A noun. But an adverb describes an action. So something that somebody is doing. Quiet. The birds are quiet. The birds sing quietly. Okay? And lastly, surprising and surprisingly. So again, to form an adverb, all you have to do is add ly to an adjective. Now, I want to talk to you about irregular adverbs because not all adverbs follow this rule. And some of these irregular adverbs are very common. So I'm going to give you a couple here. These are definitely the most common. And these do not follow the ly pattern. So basically, you just need to memorize them. There are some more. I know I only have 4 here, but these are definitely the most common, and I recommend you stick with these for now. So, the adjective good. The adverb is well, okay? So not goodly, but well. He sings well. Early stays the same. She arrived early. Late also stays the same. He arrived late. And fast stays the same. She is driving fast. So there's no word such as fastly that does not exist. We would just say fast. Now, only 4 words here, very easy to memorize. The most important one I want you to memorize is this here. So good and well. Now, this is a mistake that even a lot of native speakers make. It's wrong to say, I'm doing good. This is completely wrong. You will hear this, and you will hear this from native speakers, but I don't want you to ever say this. And the reason for this is, as we saw, an adverb modifies a verb. So the verb in this sentence is doing, to do. And as we saw here, the adjective form is good, but the adverb form is well. So to modify this verb here, we need to use an adverb. So we do not say, I'm doing good. We say, I'm doing well. Okay? I'm doing well. That's very correct English. And again, not all native speakers know this, but the ones that do know it will think very highly of you if you get this correct.
Well, guys, that's it for today's lesson on adverbs. I hope you found this lesson useful. We talked a lot about what adverbs actually are, and I gave you a categorization of the different adverbs in English. Now, if you want to improve your English in 2024, then don't forget to join my free online workshop on April 6th. To join the workshop, all you have to do is click the link in the description of this video, sign up, fill out the form, and you'll get everything you need to know to join us completely for free online on April 6th. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.